Alright, I know what you're thinking. Smaug, you sack of shit. You just trolled us with a clickbait title of a video, and you might think that, but actually, this might be the truth. So, during the time of the pandemic, I had time to sit down and really think about Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom as a whole, and why most people don't understand the film or, in fact, hate it. I wanted to get my thoughts out to you people and say, first of all, pick up the damn books and read them. The only way you are going to get this film through and through is if you understand the references to Michael Crichton's original works. And as of the title of this video, understand the subtle universal references in the film as well. Since big companies seem to have huge themes between this film and the last film in this series, Jurassic World. Now, this got me thinking about one particular part of the movie. You know that scene where the Carnotaurus, which is this dinosaur right here, gets killed by the T-Rex out of nowhere, and after that, the T-Rex roars on top of it? Now, this scene, for whatever reason, was in every trailer for the film. Now, I'm no film director, nor did I have to do anything about this film. I had nothing to do with it. But I did notice this scene was important. In our younger minds, before the film came out, we said to ourselves, why would a really important moment in the film be spoiled in every trailer we see advertising for the film? Makes no sense, right? So I decided to deep dive into this, and oh good lord, I now have at least maybe an understanding as to why it's here. But first, we have to talk about a few things. Let's first start from the beginning. With the not-so-subtle rivalry between Disney and Universal Studios, I'll keep this short. It's basically a huge rivalry between the Universal Parks and Disney World over in Orlando, Florida. And this rivalry still continues to this day, since Universal wanted to build a theme park in Florida right as Disney was about to release MGM Studios, or Hollywood Studios as we all know it today. However, this is not really the main argument. This is just something everyone should know before I start talking about this point. The whole thing really starts with a 2000 film by Disney, which they had cooked up around the popularity of Jurassic Park, and that film was Disney's Dinosaur. Now, to be honest, I am one of those people that actually do like this film, despite the many inaccuracies it has, and the basic plot it was going for. It was a pretty mixed film overall, and I still love watching this film to this day. Now, to my main point. During the production of this film, the main antagonist was originally going to be T-Rex. But since Disney thought that this might make some Land Before Time fanboys pissed off, that the T-Rex is overall a very overrated dinosaur antagonist, they wanted something different. Now, in one of Michael Crichton's books, or I'll just give you the fucking title, The Lost World, there was a really popular dinosaur from that book that never made it into the film version of that same book, The Lost World Jurassic Park. This dinosaur was Carnotaurus. Now, Carnotaurus was a top-tier predator during its heydays in South America before it was driven to extinction. In the novel, these versions of that dinosaur could actually camouflage like a goddamn cuttlefish does. Hell, this ability eventually gets applied to the Indominus Rex years later in Jurassic World. So, due to the hype around this particular dinosaur, and the fact that Disney wanted to be original with its dinosaur choice, they chose the Carnotaurus. However, due to the switch, they made the Carnotaurus as large as the T-Rex. This is about where this whole argument of mine is going to go with these details. So while that film was also mixed with Disney fans, it was the only real piece of media that had a Carnotaurus as the antagonist for the longest time. Until Terra Nova came out, but that's a different story. What the hell is that? So, years later, after 4 films without the cool-ass Carnotaurus from the books, Fallen Kingdom's first trailer finally gave us the Carnotaurus we have long waited to see on the big screen in a Jurassic Park film.
Carnotaurus! Yes!
This is only ruined by the appearance of Rexy killing it and then proceeding to crush the Carnotaurus under her massive weight. Now, I could be 100% wrong, but the real reason why this shot is even in the trailers to begin with, instead of the theaters, and with the contents I have presented earlier, this is what I truly feel this moment tells us. This is an indirect FU moment to Disney by having the Carnotaurus first before the Jurassic films could have it. And to diss on the inaccurate size of the Carnotaurus from that film and show what the real size of these dinosaurs are. Even though Jurassic Park, since film number 1, has its own fair share of inaccuracies. I'm looking at you, Velociraptor. Excuse myself. Heck, I could continue to prove this point even further with the scene before this. In the Disney film, like the first moment you see the Carnotaurus kills a Pachyrhinosaurus. And this Pachyrhinosaurus is a dwarf compared to the Carnotaurus in that scene, and is promptly killed. In Fallen Kingdom, however, I mean, the species of Ceratopsis has changed, so now it's a Sinoceratops. But in Fallen Kingdom, the Carnotaurus fights a Sinoceratops, which is slightly bigger than the Carno. And the Sinoceratops kind of kicks its ass and flees as soon as it literally flips the Carnotaurus up into the air. Now, I'm saying this one more time. I'm not one of those people behind the films, nor could my ridiculous, co-accidental interpretation of the film be correct. I don't know. Maybe they put that scene in every single trailer because they thought it was a cool shot, which, in my opinion, it was a pretty cool shot. I just wanted to point out an interesting idea that came up in my head, and that maybe, just maybe, it truly was Universal giving an FU to Disney.